What's going on, guys? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Just wanted to throw out a quick one because I'm sure some of you guys have seen the clip, a little sound bite here and there of Kimothy Kardashian the third or whatever. She said something really dumb that it seems like everybody's had a problem with, and I totally understand because she's telling women to, you just gotta get out there and work. Nobody wants to work these days. And it's just silly coming from her. A lot of people are saying things like how out of touch she is. But I would say it's less about her being out of touch, and it's more about her being delusional. She sounds extremely delusional. Like she's built herself up to a point where she thinks that what she's gained has been because she worked hard and not because she's had a silver spoon her entire life, right? Like you think about, she had a famous dad, Rob Kardashian, and she's always had money surrounded by her. And then she used to be like what you call a socialite, and then she got famous because of, or infamous, whatever you want to call it, by the sex tape with Ray J, and then the television show where they're just living rich, lavish lives. And then, so I'm like, when does the hard work come in here? Like, what did you do to earn any of that? Oh, you slept with a celebrity? Was that the hard part because you had to deal with something that was hard? Ridiculous. But anyway, I thought it would be kind of a fun video to actually check it out and see what that whole thing is about. Like, because it was like a variety piece. So we're over here in Variety. And it's a 7-minute video. Definitely going to skim through it and just see if there's anything else in there that even might be kind of like, all right, here's a little more context. Maybe she is self-aware, or maybe it's just even worse, which I'm pretty sure it's the latter. But let's just see what we got over here.
I have the best advice for women in business.
Mm-hmm.
Get your fucking ass up and work.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I was just skimming through this whole video, and I pretty much wasted my time. I was like looking for a noose or something. I'm like, where's the gallows? I need something, because they're just promoting their show. It's their show's moving to Hulu or whatever. That's what this whole thing is about, and talking about Instagram or whatever social media. And I'm like, oh my god, this is. I thought they were gonna I thought this was actually there's gonna be. I mean, I fooled myself. I was thinking it was gonna be more of a, like the main point of this interview was about, I don't know, some international women's thing or something. I just assumed, just because of the my advice for women thing. That's what it seemed like it was going to be about. But I'm at the very end of the video, essentially. You can see the red bar. The video's almost over. And this is where the only relevant part is in this video.
My advice for women in business is you just have to do what you're actually passionate about, because if you don't have passion in it, it's not easy, regardless of how it looks. And I think people see things with instant gratification because of social media, that they think it just comes easy to people.
Well, look, she didn't say anything wrong. Even being a rich person, you do have to be passionate, even if you're rich, right? I mean, technically you don't, right? Like you could be, I'm sure a lot of these people are into like real estate and all this stuff. They have all this stuff going on, flipping houses and whatnot, all into these properties. And they probably have no passion for it, but they just know it has a lot of money involved. And then they just have people doing it for them, right? I'm sure there's stuff like that. But as far as your main bag, of course you want to be passionate, right?
It doesn't, especially if you want something long term. I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work.
I just like how she says, I just like she's scolding people. Like she's like scolding you. Like just do it. You're lazy.
It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to.
That's so true. Nobody wants to work these days. So true. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is, what are you talking about? Like, I almost feel like they're talking about somebody specifically, because they don't talk to common folk. They don't talk to regular people. They don't have friends that aren't wealthy and stuff, like, and maybe they're talking to their rich socialite wealthy friends family, peers, or whatever that don't have to do anything, so they're lazy. Maybe this is directed towards them, but women in general, the ones that are just grinding, going to school, working, it's another day, and then you're like, it seems like nobody wants to work these days. Like, what are you talking about?
Surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do, because you have one life.
So apparently this one's funny because there's a lot of evidence that working for Kim Kardashian is it sucks. There's evidence that it sucks, and that she underpay people, and there'd be a lot of people. Essentially, what would happen is, this is how it always happens. She hires people to say, get things done and make sure it's we bring in the most profit as possible. And so she didn't give any specific instructions. So then the person that she hired is a scumbag and is nickel and diming people and skimming people and doing shady things. And then Kim's like, oh, you're bringing in a lot of money. Good job. You're going to keep your job, right? Meanwhile, the people under them are getting screwed over. That's how it typically happens. Usually the person that's the main funder of it and then the main profiter, they're not really pulling the strings on how things are being done. But they're just not, they don't care enough to see how things are going if everybody's being treated well. As long as the people, the top execs and their partners, they're all treating each other well, they're all getting their catering and all that stuff, then the work environment's good. But the people, the peasants, the people that are making the products, the people that are selling the products, the people, the engineers, they're being treated like garbage. Doesn't matter to them.
Toxic work environments, and show up and do the work.
If you're the
show up, you better show up and do the work,
smartest person in that room, you got to go to another room. Like, you don't, I want to be around really successful people, because that's going to drive me to be successful. A lot.
Yeah, look, that's nothing. That stuff is right. The whole thing, if you're the smartest person in the room, go to another room. That's kind of a weird thing. You just want to, I think that's a little bit too extreme, I'll say, because then it's like, you would notice groups would be continuously leaving each other, because then once the person realizes that I'm the smartest person in the room, I got to go somewhere else. And then it's like, okay, all these people are smarter than me. And then the person that's in that group's going to figure out, oh, I'm the smartest, and I'm going to leave and go somewhere. It's stupid. Just people that are like-minded and driven. You don't have to be the smartest. Nobody has to be, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, someone has to be like above you or anything like that. I think there just needs to be equal drive. That's about it. Like, the drive and power. It's about drive. It's about power. And that's about it.
A lot of people get intimidated to be in a room full of smart thinkers, wealthy people, whatever it is. I want to be in that room. Because it also...
Well, and you've always been in that room too, though. You've always been in that room, so... Of course you're not going to be intimidated by it. You've been surrounded by wealthy, powerful people your entire life, so of course that wouldn't intimidate you, right? So it's like, again, who is this directed towards? Because regular people, they feel uncomfortable around rich and powerful people, because subconsciously they're thinking, this person probably thinks I'm fucking garbage, and most likely it's true. It's why rich and powerful people hang out around rich and powerful people. Just like you're saying, you don't hang out around normal people. So normal people aren't going to be like, yeah, let me just try to fit in here. They're going to be like, oh, I'm very uncomfortable, man. This is, I feel like these people probably don't respect me. And yeah, you're probably right.
Like, scares you to want to be, like, to be the
motivates you and inspires
person.
you.
Yeah. I'm like, I gotta hustle. So I
think also, because you see everything on social media and you think, oh, it's just a lifestyle, or oh, it's like really quick and easy and you can just post something, and it's not easy.
Yeah, you wouldn't be doing it if it was genuinely hard. Like, yes, having people send you products and sending you a ton of money to promote them. God, it's the hardest thing in the world. I mean, look, I get sponsors every once in a while. Yeah, it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's not. Right. And if I was on your level, holy crap, I'd be like, I'm doing even less than I was doing now, and I'm getting paid infinitely more. it is that easy for you. It's not easy for regular people because they don't have sponsors. They don't have a large audience to begin with, right? But for you, it's pretty damn easy. And this is the part where it's like people say there's the disconnect. I see that, but I really think it's just so delusional. Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You're not a regular person. So it's like saying this stuff. I'm like, why would you at least preface it? Like, say something where it's like, I don't know. At least it's like one of these things. I'll just say this. I feel like, her audience, people who genuinely like the Kardashians, Kim, and all the other people, they're really dumb. So when they hear this stuff, it is inspiring to them. And they do think like, oh, someday I can be this. I just have to work hard. I just have to do this, like I assuming that's who it's for, because everybody else is kind of like, shut up, dude.
When you do product shots, when you do post things that are work-related posts, it's still a job and it's still really hard. And
no, it's not. It's not hard. I was listening to Bill Burr the other day, his podcast, and he was talking about getting up at 4:30 in the morning to do a movie, and he was having a little riff with his wife, and he was kind of mad. He's like, I'm getting up this early to get this bread, kind of a thing. And then the more he's thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I'm just, really hanging around. I just got to memorize these lines. And, it's about it. And it's like, he's self-aware that, yeah, it's a job, but it's infinitely easier than most jobs. Just like, yeah, I've done a little bit of background acting. I've never done anything where I had like lines and stuff, but it's annoying. That's a good word to use, but it ain't hard. It's not hard at all. Acting is not hard unless you're some method actor that makes it hard, right? You wanna put yourself into it and do all this stuff because it makes you feel better. But most people don't have to do stuff like that. It's just long hours. It's just long hours of people setting things up for you, right? It's not hard at all. Just like all these shoots. You don't have to set any of this stuff up. Me, everything that I produce, I have to do everything. The lighting, the editing, I don't do big scripts or anything, but just bullet points usually. Or just on the fly rants like this, like in stupid little videos like this. But you got to do everything. When it comes to that big stuff, your big studio stuff, you ain't got to do shit. You just get dressed. They put the makeup on you, and then they take pictures of you, and then you go home. Boo-hoo, that is so difficult.
Success is never easy. So if you put in the work, you will see results.
It's oh man, I hate that, dude. I hate that. I hate that coming from her. It's so silly.
It's that simple.
It's that. Oh, and then it's that simple, and then that's perfect. Her facial expression, that's just like perfect. It's that simple. Yeah, it definitely is. From a delusional rich person, it is that simple. It really is. She's actually being honest though. She's being honest with the life that she lives. She believes she's working hard, and she believes that it's this simple. Let's see if there's anything else I got to say. Oh no, that's it. Good. I'm glad that that's it, because it was getting insufferable. Yeah, so that's it. I just wanted to poke a little fun at this because, we saw some of the clips. It's just funny, man. It's always funny to see when celebrities are just doing dumb stuff like this. It's on the same lines of or the same levels as the Imagine. Remember the celebrities singing Imagine when COVID was hitting, and it's like, what are you doing? Y'all are rich and famous, and y'all can afford to never leave your homes and be comfortable, and everything will be 100% fine for you. Y'all could even afford private doctors to show up to your house, and you're singing Imagine like to us. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that, man. So I thought that was funny, and that's it. I got some other stuff I got to do right now, but I thought, let me take a little time to poke a little fun at the Kardashians because they deserve it. I feel like they're they've slowly ruined the world, and to a certain extent, they've made women and young girls really hate themselves because they don't look like them, and I think that's very unfortunate because most of these women, they look completely fine, and they think they need filters and all this shit, man, like fucking Instagram and all that stuff. Like, they can't post pictures without filters, which I like. The filters makes them look stupid and inhuman to me. They look dumb. I think most of the filters make them look really dumb and fake, but they like it. They're like, I look good now. I look fake now. I look like I don't have any blemishes on me. I have a stupid narrow nose, and I have like the mascara naturally on. And I'm like, dude, you look fake now. It's not a good look. It's not. I promise you. No man wants that. Even if he's, like, don't pay attention to the fucking incels, because the incels, they want anime kid. They want the anime things. They want fake stuff. Real men, normal men, just want a woman that looks like a fucking human. That's it, guys. I'm out.